Meg.
Stop right there. Stop right there. Stop right there.
I'm Pickle Rick!
Boom. Tick, tick, boom. Right. The only sound on Twitch is the soundboard. What? What the hell is going wrong with that now? Are you sure? Did anybody hear it? What am I hearing? Oh. Hold on. No intro sound on what the, hold on, give me a second here. Hold on, let me say something here. Oh yeah, look at that. There it is. Should hear it now. It was, I don't know, it was off track for some reason. YouTube was fine. I think you should hear it now. If not, then, yep, now we're, okay. That was just a blip. All right. Sorry about that. That makes that kind of boring, doesn't it? Okay. So anyway, what's up, everybody? Had, some people... What the fuck? Oh, Jesus Christ. Why do I get shut? Stop. No. Back. Alright. Sorry. Anyway. Woo. Hey, appreciate the resubbing up there, C2S, with the old Prime. But yeah, appreciate that. We got Mr. S, Joe Russ, I might still be here. Kevin Hardesty, Gassy Masher, C2S, obviously. Josh Homan is here. Chris Delta Mike, Mr. Slippy Fish. There's a Slippy Fish in there. Okay. Clive C. Stream Elements decided to show up. Locky Watcher. Jacques Attack. All right. So, this is, learned some, hey, look at that, 18 months. Hey, you know what? Cheers to you. Cheers to what the, C2S. Cheers to everybody. Fuck, man, I'm out of it. Welcome to the stream. Sorry, I'm exhausted. Cheers. Yeah, I was out at the ports all day. Hot as shit and stupid. But appreciate the continued support. And we'll see how it works out with the new microphone today, because something that's nice about it, I don't know how it's going to handle the weight when we swing it over there. But before, with the other microphone, since I had to go there and here, which meant sometimes I was on this side and sometimes I'm like on this side of the microphone, it was always straight up, which isn't too bad. But when you can actually turn it towards you, because now the microphone is on O-rings with the mount it came with, I think that's also part of why the mic sounds better. I don't hear much of a difference, but it is nice that this also goes to the gaming computer, because the XLR is straight microphone, and then the USB that comes out of it goes through the app in its own app mixer on the gaming computer. So now this sound is throughout, and I don't have to have a little freaking lapel mic clipped here for the gaming rig. But anyway, see, we did the thing. Oh, we got to do the thing right there. Let's do that thing. Where's the, there we go. Yellow. Yeah, we're We're always sorting something out. Yeah. No, yeah, no, we're leaking over there. No, I don't care. We'll figure it out. But anyway, yeah. All right. See you later. Cheers, everybody. Ooh, hold on. You gotta finish that. Ooh. That wasn't a sneeze. That was just a weird cough. If I can get this to not spill. Here we go. Coffee. Your H key is dodgy. Dodgy. All right. Fuck. All right. Anyway, we got that. We got the Verta Therma Woofle. Let's go ahead and rock that out, and then we'll get to doing some soldering. The soldering iron's sort of preheated. I warmed it up a little while ago. I don't think I turned it. Oh, no, never mind. It's still on, so that's good. All right. Let's do the Verta Therma Woofle and rock out from there. Damn. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, you fucking kidding me? I grabbed the bong. You can't woofle a bong. Well, I mean, you kind of can, but I don't know that I'd try it. Anyway. Ah, shit. Hold on. I'm about to get yelled at. 1 second. Hold on. There we go. Calm down. Ah. Number 1. Whee. 1 for Freddy. Over here. And that's better. Woo. But yeah, keep that in mind. You can't really woofle a bong. Alright. Let's see. Besides that, I think we're ready to do some soldering and get some last minute stuff sorted out. And I forgot to bring up the heat shrink, so we're going to use electrical tape. It's going to be underneath. I'm not too concerned. And yes, let's see. Outside microphone is here. Music on Twitch is there. How loud is that? Should be alright once it gets going. As usual, let me know if Twitch music needs to get turned up. Lapel mics outside on YouTube, well, on everything, are already turned up. Ah, shit. Alexa, studio lights on.
Okay.
Yeah, that's better. Alright. Alright, stand up. Alright, that might work out. Okay. Good. So here's where we are. This is kind of what we got sorted out. What are they doing out there? Oh yeah, I got wire thingies here. I have a wet thing there. Remind me, what was the other thing I was supposed to remind you? Yes. Music could be louder. It might be here. How is that for the music? All right, we got that there. We're going to do the wires last because we're going to be flipping and rolling and shit, and I don't want them to get pinged off. All right, so we got to get the alternator to here. Probably do that first. Can this reach out anymore without collapsing? Not really. That seems to be about the limit, but that's not too bad. All right. So, let's sort the alternator out. Probably don't need this sitting around here. But I already got water over here. We got that. There's the microphone. Here, all right. We gotta do some soldering. Let's see where that ends up again. That, around there. Like up here, over there. Something about your mom. Oh wait, that's the short belt, isn't it? Yeah, that's the factory belt. I think I'm routing this the correct way. There? Let me see here. Actually, hold on. Let me do this. No, that's not going to show it. Yeah, that should be it. That is definitely not it. Okay. Around there. There. Like that. Get down there. That over that. Then. Wiggle. Ow. Wiggle. Come on, baby. Get on them teeth. Whew. There we go. Okay. So that oh yeah. So these wires are going to have to come straight this way. Let me make sure. Now, this up. And I'm going to put a little tiny cut. And I'm going to punch the bench. On the side, it needs to come out. Because I do not feel like doing this 50 times. Alright. Yeah, actually, we can just hang it off like that. Let's see, what can I stand that up for? Alright, so we'll be soldering right that wiggly thing. Wiggle. Actually, you know what? Just to avoid annoyances. Belts are, yeah, there's something. See if we can get this tweaked. Kind of hold it in place a little bit. Oh yeah, I'm going to write the part number down and get a little bit of a measurement off of it. Faux shizzle. There we go. What you doing there, buddy? Had Taco Bell last night? Woo! Turn that down a little bit if he's going to get too crazy. Alright, good lord. Are the dimensions not in the manual? Nothing's in the manual, dude. But that's that. Noink creepon. That, which I'm guessing maybe this is 148 millimeters. XL's probably a width. Maybe a part number. And that's the part I spank your mom with. Alright. Moving on. Wire. That would help. I have nominated some, where are we at? Gray and black power wire. Well, gray and the tiny white stripe, which will be our ground. I prefer stripey bits to be ground. Where is the damn snippy cutter? Snip, snip, ouch, ouch. There it is. Actually, it's a little zoom out while I'm getting all this ready. Burp, burp, burp. I'm gonna want that reasonably. Actually, if I do that, let me strip just a little bit. Tin that and bend it. Oh shit, which is positive, which is negative? I feel like it's not labeled. Yeah, we'll figure it out. I guess we'll just see which wire lands which way, huh? So unless the manual tells us. That's for the tack. Come on, guy. Come on, guy. Let's see how. Do you give a recommendation for positive and negative? According to you, if that's upside down, that doesn't make sense. Oh, yeah. Okay, for facing. Christ, let me just move this. I hate trying to do shit upside down, backwards, and sideways. So if that's like that. Alright, so positive is on the side of the mount. So, if the stripey bit's going to be ground, that's going to be the shorter one. So let's strip the other one instead. No. Okay, so let's tin this one. Wish I could afford 2 strippers. Who's getting strippers? Oh, sweet, I got the same pair of stripper of the Kleins. Yeah, I got these. I actually have the very first strippers I ever got when I was 9.5. Or no, at 10. I was right. I think I just turned 10. Oh, did I just do the wrong one? Yeah. Anyway. They were Craftsmen. I actually still have them. I think they're in the work van, actually. Okay. So this is going to... like that, and then make the turn. What's a good turn maker? This should be okay. Actually. Okay. And we're gonna need this one to come up very close. Actually, just nip that off. Strip it. Nip it, strip it. Do you remember blowing bubbles as a kid? I ran into him the other day. He still talks about it. Poor guy. Look. Alright. Tin these up. Okay. At 10, my teeth or pocket knife. Oh, my teeth or pocket knife were my strippers. Yeah. No, I still use those too. Some days. Some days. Actually, could have been. Actually, no, because that's going to have to wrap around. Alright, this isn't going to be awkward at all. I don't have my helping hands up here, do I? No. I did. Come on, anything. No. No. Okay. Find something else to help us. You know. Okay, I guess I can try to clive it. No, I ain't gonna be able to clive this one. So, let's do the other. Let's punch the microphone. Let's just load this up with solder then. Here. Okay. Come on. Oh, shit. That was still hot. Shouldn't blow on it until like after you see it like solidify. Alright, that seems sturdy enough. Let's loosen all the stuff here. No. No. Why are you here? That is big mammer jammer, is it? Yep. Mammer jammer it is. there's the microphone. Loosen that up. Ooh, easy. Thunder. There we go. I think this we're just going to. I'll do whatever on that. I wouldn't mind going that way with it, but I might be able to do that. Let's see. I don't want to trim the wire yet. There's my head. Did you say Marco? Hello? Enough room? No. So I could go around the front of the distributor. Follow the distributor cable out. Ah, you dumbass. All right, hold on. Let's just go ahead and cut that there. Flatten this out. Run it behind that. Under that. Try not to put too much stress on that. Okay. Now thread this that way like before. Yeah, actually, that's fine. Just try not to mess with that too much while we're getting a belt on. God damn. Yeah, it does stick down a little bit for probably another inch than the other microphone. Sorry about that. Hopefully the limiter is saving your ears. You don't know, headphone users, how was that? How is it when I hit the mic? Is like, should I adjust the limiter settings or is it tolerable? Oh, everybody get seated. Leaning on, I might be. Alright, okay. That's going to be pretty good there. Everything is on. Everything is seated. Everything is slotted. Actually, no, we still we can't put that on because we got to prime the oil pump. All right, we'll just leave the belt there for now, just so we know where it's at. So, all right. Either way, alternator is alternating. Wow, 505. Man, I gotta pay. I really gotta. I get into this technical shit, man. Like, I'm talking to you, but I'm not talking to you. You know, that bugs the shit out of me. All right, there's wire on the floor. If I can't find the wire, just remind me it's on the floor. Did I miss anything? Okay, that. Where is the vape? Oh, there it is. Who got the weed? All right. Yeah, top of the hour toast, everybody. Sorry about that. Oh, yeah, and I want to spin the I forget which direction. Forget which direction this fucking thing cranks. Pretty sure it's that way. Pretty sure it's clockwise. Alexa, does the crankshaft on a small block Chevy spin clockwise or counterclockwise?
From answers.com. Crankshaft is rotated clockwise and bumps the pin.
And bumps the pin. Alright, no, I'm pretty sure it's clockwise on a small block, so we'll go with that. But yeah, I want to spin the alternator to see what it does. What the fuck was that? Oh, that's a delicate wire. I'm not even going to touch it to mess with it. Guess I'll keep that in mind. I wonder if the port's going bad or if it's the cable. I just got some new cables. So maybe I'll put one of them on there. Ba-doom, ba-doom. Your Allen wrench is at the 30-degree mark. My Allen wrench is at the 30-degree, what, that one? That one? Oh, yeah, that one, 30. Oh, gotcha, yeah, 30 degrees. I'm sitting there, I'm actually looking, I'm going, that's about 30 degrees. Oh, right, 30 degrees. Thank you. That will probably save some hassle later. Let's go ahead and strip some of this off. Drop that. Yeah, notice this microphone's a little better at handling this stuff. And I think it's because it's all O-ringed up. Like the old mic, I had it in a suspension mount, but it blew. It wasn't worth a shit. I think that's what's coming out of this. I think it's AC coming out of it. Let's see if I can shock myself. There we go. That should be enough to give me a zinger. If this is putting 40 volts out, let's see. Is that putting out anything? Is it, or is this doing DC? Oh, that's trying to put out some. Alright. Either way, DC showing positive when I'm spinning it. So, polarity, ow, confirmed. Those leads are very fucking sharp. Ah, come on, man. It's right when I hit this. Where are you at? Just one of the bows in the cable. That's neat. I guess I'll shove this down the same hole as everything else. I want a little bit of wiggle here. So we'll do that, and then we can put a zip tie there, I think. We preemptively stick a sliced zip tie there. Like as a placeholder, I guess. That beep is loud. Yeah, it really picked that one up. I noticed that in my headphones. I was kind of hoping nobody else would. Alright. Oh wait, the alternator doesn't. God damn. Alternator doesn't go there. Actually, I can still go through that holder. But then it just makes a turn. When this is going to be done, that's going to be like that. That's going to come over here. Cut that right about there. Back out. I do not have terminals to crimp onto these, so I'm just going to put the copper right into the terminal, as it is designed to accept strand. It's two squeezy plates, not just the screw going down. But you shouldn't tin wires and then put them in a screw terminal, because the solder will eventually squish and make the connections loose. Now, if you want to solder on terminal ends to then put in, that's fine. Or crimp on terminal ends, that's also fine. Hey, what's up, Fama? Sorry about that. How you been, bud? I started saying my beer is cooling outside in the 27 Celsius heat because it was positively hot. Yeah, no, nobody wants a hot beer. What do I got? Oh. Look at the old guy shit here. Negative, okay. Okay, so that's going to come around. That's going to twist and shout. Screwdriver. Let's see. I don't think a number 1 is going to be a good size for this. But... well, actually, that's good. Negative. Where's that? Look at what the heck I'm doing. Alright, you get squished first. Good. Alright, now you get a little squish face. Okay. Is that doing anything? Alright. Buttons. Okay. Then that will be, I'll put that in our little placeholder zip tie. There we go. What's going on up here? Hello, Jack Attack. Goodbye, warm beer. All right. I used some of my pulled pork from the 4th of July party to make pork hobo hash with jalapenos and eggs. Smoked sausage and Italian buns with mustard and sour relish. That's a good one. That's always a good one. Next week, we should most likely see the engine fire up. We may spin it tonight, but I don't have any fuel in here for it, unless, like, I don't know, fart on it really hard. But we may spin it tonight, just to see how that battery does. But besides that, the plan is to fire it up next week at this point. So now we got to work underneath here. So what do we got? It's the final countdown, baby. That's power in with no receptor. Okay. This is... Oh, that's the fan, so you need those two wires. That should be the ground there. Actually, yeah, we can use that battery. One of the... So I took the, well, I love these skinny shits. I took the two batteries that were in... And hit that again. I stripped way too hard on that first one. I took the two batteries that were in the UPS. You know, the ones that CyberPower warranted for us. One of them was at 10 volts, one of them was at 7 volts. So I took the 10 volt one and stuck it on a battery charger. So we may figure out something with this. I got some wiring. To get this hooked up, and then we're gonna have to get like slightly thicker wire for the starter, which I have. I can't imagine we need too much. So, what was that? That was a 20 months. Shocking. Sam Online, 20 months. God damn, I've been doing that. Wow. Appreciate that. Continued support. Here's my temporary helping hands. Nope. Hold on. I think they didn't use aluminum wire in this. I don't think they would have. But that shit ain't trying to twist. I think we're good. I think it's just so thin, there's just not much mass to it to hold a twist. Whoop, 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 whoop. What was that? 420, is that what that was? Give a toast. Was that Mr. S? C2S, alright. Yep, happy 420, everybody. Happy pork, cowboy candy barbecue sauce, carrots, peas, mashed potatoes, and cheddar. Fuck yeah. Yeah, cheers, everybody. Kind of like a frittata with nice pork meat that I do that with leftover steak sliced thinly and fried again. I feel like I've tried something like that. Let me grab the 7 volt battery to test this fan. Alright. So, if I'm not mistaken, the stripey bit on this is ground. Which is that one. I should probably be able to see the fan, see if it either spins or explodes. Well, it didn't spin. Let me flip it. That's weird. Let me see. Is this battery just so bad that it fell on its... God damn it. Keep forgetting about that cable. Yeah, it's loud. Trying to put my head in between you and it says it's 7 volts. That's usually enough to get these fans going. Alright, guess not this time. Well, let me grab the other battery then, so that we have one with more voltage, because I don't have any 12 volt shits in here, do I? Not really. Alright, hold on. What's up, Norman? It was 4:20 for me in your time zone. Uh-huh. Alright, so this should be probably just over. So I put my hand in front of the microphone that time. Head. Right. This should be like, what, 13 volts or something? It's better than 7. Right, let's see if this thing just decides it doesn't want to work or what. Where's the stripey bit? That's the stripey bit. I ain't doing shit. So either... I don't know. Okay. Probably, maybe that's why I wasn't using that fan. Cool. Alright, we'll just leave 2 wires hanging off to solder a fan lead into. Because, like, yeah, I'm not going to hold up the whole reduction because of a bunk fan. Alright. Let's see. How many flies does it take to screw in a light bulb? 2. But the real question is, how did they get in there? Oh. Okay, that, and then this is going out. Move the weed bag. Where's the ground wire? Oh, come on, where's the ground wire? Like that. I think we can use that. Yeah, actually we use this. Actually we use this. What was going to go on the alternator, but this is a little stiffer. We'll just run through one hole and run one through the other hole. And I forgot to grab a switch. And a button, but those are downstairs. What I'll do, I guess we'll see how long this takes, and then we'll see if I can run downstairs and grab those. Should take 2 minutes, maybe. I knew I was forgetting something when I was down there earlier. You have to be careful when cranking your oomph. Cranking my oomph. Oh, you mean like screwing them down? Yeah, yeah. If that's what you mean. You don't want to twist them off the board. What in the hell are we listening to? This is Survivor. What? Where's all the stuff I thought they were going to play? I'm not listening. Actually, we can. Nah. Like, where's all the. Yeah, actually, that's not a bad song. I thought this station was going to have slightly different music. push it real good. Do. I tried to buy a computer fan at the OnlyFans store. They are not selling fans there. Yeah, pretty sure that's but you'd probably have better luck at Spatula City, really. Alright, that's there, so that's power out to everything else. The starter is going to get its own direct feed to the switch. Actually, the next place these would go would be the switch to this. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait. Whoa. Do I have a switch for this? Hold on. I may actually have a, I wonder if that's a... Hold on. Yeah, never. I was thinking the on-off switch for the RC car, but that's solenoid. That's more like this size here than that. So, alright. So one up snipping nose. Oh, so this is gonna have to go to a switch, and then the switch goes to there. And then after that, it'll be going out to a battery. We're gonna need the battery cable. One goes directly to the starter. I should have grabbed more cable. Okay. Let me get a on-off switch and a button. Hopefully I have one that'll fit that. If I don't, we'll just get it wired up underneath. I'll drill it out later and then just get it in there. Like we're not going to worry about drilling one here. So, okay. Give me like 2 or 3 minutes. Just enjoy the birds and the music. Hold on. Okay, let's see. There's a little small, a little big. It's like the rando selection of switches. Okay. What do we got here? On and off. On, off. There's a momentary. Yeah, we'll just go on off. That's fine. I'm not afraid to put a non-momentary switch on a starter. Just turn it off when you're done. Alright. And I got some slightly thicker cable for the starter wire. I'm going to need that for hardware. Big home. Where's that at? There it is. Good job, everybody. This doesn't actually say on or off. I don't really see the point of that then. Well, I mean, I guess we need a washer. No, not really. Yeah, I guess it'll add a little bit of friction. Why not? If it'll actually... No, it won't. So that'll make sideways. I ain't that worried about it. So actually, if we stick this on there, and this is up top, and it'll look weird. So, nope. Okay. Now that we've got that out of the way. What about gremlins? Gremlins? Gremlins are good. Yeah, I'm probably going... that's a little close. Probably going to be watching 2.0, Megan 2.0 soonish. Once it hits digital, I'll check it out. Oh yeah. Let's see. That is on. That is off. Okay. Wrenchy poo. This looks... That's probably going to be standard. So let me go to the other side. Is that quarter? No, it's not quarter. It might be 5/16. Don't actually think it is. Almost. I know it ain't 3/8. Is it actually like 8mm perfection? No. 3/8 is going to be big. Alright, so this is no size. That's 7. Oh yeah, try to 8, you dumbass. Okay, so there's no size for that. Okay. And terminals towards us. Lock washer. Without nipples, boobs would be pointless. Can't argue with you there. The painting always looks like a window. Which painting is that? 4-aught. Yeah, I don't think we need 4-aught for this particular engine. Hope not, because let's see. Does this have anything on it? Current? Yeah. Okay, go Team Venture. Alright, so. That's going power in. That's the alternator. The alternator pretty much needs to go directly to a power source, like this particular battery here. So we can just run the thicker wires out from underneath, because we're going to end up putting in the lithium ion pack, I'm pretty sure. But for today, we're going to test with this, and then we'll probably do I'll get the lithium ion situation sorted out this week if I can. If not, then that will be a future upgrade, because I'm also getting ready to go on vacation next week. And all right, so we need the bigger cables. They're an end. Yay. There's an end. Now, these are slightly thicker cables. These should be good for our needs. So those are going to go out. Like I said, for now we'll run them out to there. I got a feeling the lithium ion pack is going to get parked here. Like in this area here. Because that's away from the engine and leaks and stuff like that. The fan thing we'll just have to deal with. We're going to have leads out under here for that. And that. So why don't we start with nipping this little guy off. That's a tiny freaking wire there. Put that anywhere. Alright, that is stripped. Giggity. Let me go ahead and tin that while we're sitting here. Yeah, if you can tell, like, I am not in a hurry to, like, try and plow through this and just get it done. Like, if we run late, then I'll work on it this weekend to get it started. I figure most people would probably prefer me to be around for, well, I'm sorry, most people are going to want to be there for when, actually, let me push that forward. If I hook up a lithium ion thing, because then, you know, I can explain it or, you know, whatever, you know, how we do. Okay, where can I do to isolate these? This all just gets a zip tie. So let's do that. All right, let's just can't be too much nipple. There's no I love big dark nipples, let me tell you. Center it up. Try to make it look. Ooh, yeah, we'll cut that. Whee! Ah, Landed on the weed tray. Okay, so ground is ground is ground. We're gonna need, let's see here, battery cable. Where's the thick shit again? There. Let me cut 2 pieces of this thicker stuff. That should be enough of that. Okay, do that. So that we can get that. Ground is ground is ground. Alright, this is going to go to the battery and then come in here. Let me tape these together. My fucking brain is baked from work today, man. Ain't nothing like being 95 degrees, black asphalt. Not a fucking, any shade you get is from the forklift you're working on. Yeah, that sucked. But whatever. Everything got fixed. So that's all I'm mostly concerned about. You know what I mean? Okay, so that's, you know what, just for sorting sake, we'll just run that right out the top. Alright, so that's the battery coming in. That is going to be hooked, well, it's the power, we'll say that's the power source coming in. That's going to be hooked directly to that. Because, well, hold on, let me see here. Because when I turn it off, I want everything to be turned off, but I want everything isolated from the battery. But we got to be able to break the ignition. Alright. So this is going to the switch. I'm sorry, this is going to, oh, that's going to the switch. So whatever we do, we got to make sure we break power from this so that it kills power to the ignition system, which will kill power to the alternator. We're not going to have to worry about backfeed. It's not an old small block Chevy. Well, I mean, it is, but sort of. It has a slightly better alternator on it, but that sucks. We got to get a little wire on that. Alright. Do that. Sorry, just working this shit out. See, if I remember, I did take a picture today while I was down there. See, without looking at the clock and knowing Norman's here, I'm pretty sure that was a Twitch alert. But it might not be. Let's see, what do we got? Turn the head. Ooh, let's hydrate. All right, you got it, buddy. Everybody take something, drink something. Find water. What's that, Renex? Brian Antoine, how you doing? Boink. We don't want to see boobs in space all floating around free. Now, that would be very bad for the boobs if they were just hanging out there in space. What in the fuck music is this playing? No. Oh my, well, actually, it's not bad. This is, what is this? Is this the ignition? Oh, that's ground. Alright, so that's ground to the engine. Which I'm pretty sure the engine is grounded. But hey, why not? Let's check. The main point of that was making sure the module was grounded, but you want to ground it to the block so there's less interference. Oh, that just blew everybody's eardrums out. I'm sorry. Yeah, again. But yeah, we're good there. Okay, so in that case... Of course, this doesn't reach anywhere. Ooh, actually, yeah, when I put that zip tie on, I can use that on that too, because that's that temporary zip tie right there. Alright, so I'm going to have to solder a little bit onto that to get it to the switch, solder a little bit onto that to get it, we'll put like a ground bolt right there. And just put everything to that common ground bolt. This can get zip tied up into that mess too. Alright, we're coming up with a plan. Did I tin that? I did. Did I tin that? I did. It's almost like we know what we're doing. Get out of the way. Oh my god, there's so much burnable stuff in the way. Alright, that should be fine. Like I said, I forgot my heat shrink and I forgot it again when I went downstairs, so we're just gonna wrap this shit up. Hey, actually, you know what? Here. Let me try to get classy with it. Hold on. Look at that. Alright. We'll get classy with it. We'll even use the correct color tape. If we can figure out where the fuck the end is. There it is. I hope I didn't burn myself. Not yet. Not much. Well, not much. I did, God, I didn't check my head. I had to recalibrate the wideband O2 sensor on the Suburban. Hold on, let me say that in non-car nerd. I had to recalibrate the sensor on my truck for the exhaust. Specifically for an aftermarket gauge to tell me how much fuel is left over in the exhaust. It's the Innovative Motorsports LC2 wideband. I have that in the passenger side. Actually, that's in the passenger side pipe. And then the left side header has the stock oxygen. Well, I thought it was the stock oxygen sensor, but it turns out it's a Bosch 4-wire sensor acting as a single wire. So I don't know what the fuck I did. So I got to get a connector and get that sorted out. Alright, so we got this red wire there taped up. And this is just going to go right here. No need for anything else. Bend it. What's up, Frank? Right there. This is actually taking longer than I thought. But getting her done. Yeah, we haven't even started the starting circuit. That shouldn't be too bad. Like this, hold on. This is not what I signed up for. Holy shit, what's on here? Let's try a different playlist. Alright. So now we gotta do the same thing for the ground. So let's get this attached. Let me tin the switch side. Oh yeah, I can put some Black Betty on here. I like the spider bait version. Original is good as well, but think I may have just overheated the switch. It might be alright. Okay, so that is isolated on a switch. So from that, we need another piece of wire. See, so once we hit the switch, then it'll turn on. The alternator will still be connected to the battery. I don't know if there's going to be any drain on it or not. I'll have to check. If there is, we'll add an additional switch later on, but we'll see what kind of drain we get with it. Just as is. So we need to... Okay, what are we doing? That's there, that's there, that's there. That's the switch. So now we are... That's our big power coming in. So we're going to have big power going back out to the starter. Alright, let's do that. Oh, and this ground... Yeah, that's right. Sorry. Bouncing all over the goddamn place. Let's, we're going to put a ground lug right there, right? Nothing in the way. Except the camera. Ow. So we're going to put a ground lug there. How the hell am I going to attach it to that? Okay, so we're going to have a blob of soldered grounded stuff. Okay, you know what? Let's do something with this. This is annoying the shiza out of me. Do I have any more zip ties? Where's that bat? There it is. Put that anywhere. Alright. Let's get this sorted here. Tip it up. Ooh, okay. Don't let it fall over. Hey, baby. Zoop. Switch. Okay. There we go. I did not thread it through the wires because I totally forgot, but at least that's out of the way. That's all I'm worried about. So we can run that down here. We can run this here. Nip that around there. Actually, yeah, shit. I still... Well, that's going to be grounded there. That's grounded there. This is grounded through the engine. Actually, we'll have one wire come off that just grounds to the plate, just to make sure everything's got a good solid ground. All right. Actually, I guess we can just do that here. So let's bend this wire. Just let that lazy curve on over right there. Oh, we still need to leave the fucking fan leads off too. Yeah, actually, that wouldn't be a bad idea. We could put the fan on a separate switch and have the fan hooked directly to the alternator, and then the switch separates the alternator from the battery. That way, as soon as we flick that, that connects everything. We know it's charging, everything's going to be working with the fan, so that'll work. Yeah, okay. I may be getting a little overly ambitious. I know we just want to get this thing to run. Especially for the time allotted. Alright. Let's do something with this starter. Because I know we want to get this thing started next week, so I'll try to push through here. I need this. Headbutt the camera. Where the hell are all the things? They're not in there. There they are. What the fuck was that? Okay, solder over there. Going for next week there, Rasher. What the fuck? I have to do a little more research into these radio stations. So this needs a positive and a negative. And it is not labeled. Maybe. Let me get the old guy assist. What's that? No, it's just a booger. Alright, no indication of positive or negative on that. I'm guessing it's probably underneath the sticker they were nice enough to put on there. Is there anything on this fucking starter? Let's see, does he give us any clues here? Do. Jack shit there. Oh, wait a minute. There might be a thing here. Bottom one is ground. Okay. So this shit's right there. Yeah, it's all these fucking shitty threads. Alright. So the bottom is ground. So let's get that attached. Get the starter mounted. Make some progress. And minimize that so I can see you. Boogers can cause damage on how many cum-shot laptops did loot? What? Alright. Let me tin this up over here real quick. Nice and thick. Okay, let me move this here. Tin these. This one is slightly bent. It's probably not optimal. Searching. This is not a song I ever thought I would hear on this channel. Fuck it. Come on, man. There we go. All right. Bottom one is ground, right? What they're saying. All right. Bottom one is the ground. So this is going to have to come straight back. Zup. Alright, how does that look? Looks good. Passes the tug test. Okay. Might storm tonight. From what I understand. I can bend those in now. Alright. Alright. Well, it's going to have a battery backup. Like, the alternator is not going to be for powering everything. The alternator is just going to be charging the battery. May not be able to keep up, but... Oh, great. This is going to be fun. But it'll at least help the situation. You know what I mean? We'll see what it can do. This is going to be a pain in the ass. Alright, there's one. My ground lug is... Alright, that's the ground because it is leaning on that engine mount. Like a champ. Come on, getting old, please. Please! Come on. Come on. Kind of hard to tell if you're lined up or not. I mean, it ain't going in, so I mean, that's kind of a clue. Like the whole engine mounts in the way. What the hell? See if I can do this a little better with this. Not really. Not really. Nope. All right. Oh man. Let me see what it's doing here. Flashlight. Whew. Giggity giggity. Wait, what? Oh yeah, I have oil now for it. Come on. Think we got it? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Keep going. There you go. Hopefully I didn't screw anything else up. Oh, wait a minute. All right. Little tiny gap. All right. Walk. Yeah, there were definitely no clicks there. But it's sturdy, so that's all that matters. Alright. From these underneath. Both of you, please. Thank you. And you too. Come on. Okay. So now we got the starter wired. So we maybe end up doing button-up work next week and then carrying it outside. Something like that. Okay. This is actually already bolted in to everything. So if I actually just cut and strip that there, that will solve multiple problems. Unless it's aluminum, because I see silver. Oh, there's so much silver. Let's see if it'll take solder. Like, this is not 90s rock. What in the... You know what? Jesus Christ. Never mind. Do it myself. Alright. Play one of my chill playlists. Okay. So it took solder, so whatever it is, I'm pretty sure it took solder. That's all that matters. Okay. So that's to the block. That's to the ignition. Alright, so that's gonna go there, that's gonna go there, that's gonna go there. Christ, I could use just a giant squeezy clampy bit. That would be... What can I make work with? Oof. What's the hardware I have? God damn it. Move battery. Thank you. Yeah, that's a little better. Still need to remember the fan wire. Fucking hell. Where is something to use for that? Shit. Alright, I guess we're going to be using the gray wire for the fan wire. That's cool. And the fan wire, that's actually going to be going on to... we're just going to separate those. This will be the fan ground wire here. Give that just a little extra. The ground is ground is ground is ground. This is big ground. This is... Oh, that's the loop I cut. Okay. So, just trying to get all this shit together. I know ground is ground is ground is ground, but where does this ground want to go? We can actually figure out why it won't strip. I feel like I'm going to get a terminal for this one. And at that point, if I do a terminal, I might as well just terminal the fuck out all of them. I don't have any nearby, do I? I also don't know where... I don't even know where the hell they are in the house. I know where they were in the van, but I ain't going out to the van. I usually got a couple of those kicking around. All right, so we're gonna clamp all that, and then we're gonna screw that together. So we're gonna have to do that. We're gonna have to do a lot of crimp. I'll do that off camera once I go get an actual crimp, because I don't have any up here. All right, so we'll skip the ground shit. All we do ground, just put everything together, because the starter is going to be going to all that too. So let's snip, snip. Let's nip this off for now. Actually, no, this, wait. This is going out to the battery. But this needs to go up to whatever we're doing for the ground, which is going to be right there. So we can cut that there. Strip that. And we can cut this. Strip that. Let's go ahead and cut this starter. Ooh, nope. Let's cut this starter wire up to there. Okay. Strip that. Way goes, yeah. Actually, I have other ways of connecting these, but we'll see. This one's going to the switch. Bottom terminal. Okay. Bring this up here. Give it a bend. Look at that. Less of a bend in that area. That's hot. Oh, an eyelet. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get a blue eyelet with a tiny screw hole thing. I got downstairs out in the work van, all that stuff. Like, I may do that tonight after the stream. Just to get that sorted. Twist down those twists. They just all gotta go. Alright, so that's going out to the starter. This is going to be going directly to the battery. But off of that, we also have to have where the battery and the alternator come together, but that was on another switch. Alright, we're not making horrible time here. Alright. Let's put this one in. Ooh. What's up, TJ? anyone see the horror Winnie the Pooh movie? I thought it was pretty funny. Kind of looking forward to seeing the next one. Kind of wondering where Tigger was. We know where Eeyore was. Come on, grab it. Get the right angle. Good. Oh, what a mess. All right, that's good there. This is battery coming in. Ground is ground is ground. I keep saying that. Here, let's just kind of... That one's going over there too. Here, let's twist these two together so I remember the fan lead. Okay. Ain't worried about that fan lead. We are going to need a positive lead. That's going to be coming off of here, which is also where the alternator is going to be connecting. So if we put big battery here, fan and alternator here, yeah, just big battery across the top. Like battery incoming, I should say, you know what I mean. And actually, we can just do a big strip for that. Just go straight across those two switches. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go across these two. Can I do this? Yeah, actually, it's sitting. Hold on. Ooh. Alright, so here's the mess of my derpiness. Let's strip that. Back again. Alright. Alright. We have a plan. It's going to require a lot of tin work. Alright. Not too bad. Actually, let's reach around the microphone. And that one. 3. There's the wipey bits. Ooh. Hookers, you were saying? I have hooker headers on the truck. And mufflers. And some of it's exhaust. Alright, so are we just going big battery across the whole thing? Because once big battery's connected in the middle, yeah, actually, shit, I should have. Where is the background? There it is. Should have stripped more of. What do we got here? Give a toast. What is it? 20? 22? Okay, okay. Cheers to everybody dealing with the monotony of sorting this shit out. Not the most exciting, but I feel at least some of you understand how this just goes with any kind of a project like that. Can I do anything else with this? Let's try that. Yeah, if I go big battery across the whole thing, let's see if I can get a little more to strip off. It might work. Might. Hey. Cool. Alright, that worked. Ugh. Microphone big and in the way. Ugh. Come on, man. Tin this one. Alright. Fuck's sake. And where's the mouse? That's buried. Includes this. Let's do that. Move that over there. Okay. This. Right across there. Sure, it'll be. This will work with no problem. Right. Just leave it like that and bend this. Ow. That's still pretty warm there, boss. Oh, there's so many clangs now with this new microphone. Like you'll probably freaking get alcohol poisoning. Okay. Good click still. Alright, so. For fuck's sake, dude. Really? What doesn't help, this is just kind of big and in the way. Sorry, I'm not trying to blast eardrums. Seriously, just go. In the words of Dick Cheney, go fuck yourself. Just have that come out the top like that. Whoop, 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 whoop. Paul, there's a Paul. Paul Norman, what's up, buddy? Captain Barrett, how's you doing? What do we have over here? We have a stretch from Captain Barrett. Oh, very good. Very good stretch. All right, everybody stretch. Stretch something, even if it's just your ankles. Or your ankles, your wrists, fingers, something. Oh. Appreciate that. Yeah, that's actually pretty good. Okay. Alright, it's powered here. Alternator. That's a starter. So the alternator and the fan I go in here. So that we can actually cheat it a little bit. Okay. We haven't even cut that wire yet. So that can get cut there. A little extra slack because we're probably going to fuck something up. This. Okay, these will just, for the fan and the alternator, we'll just twist these together. We can solder it all at once. Tin it up. Tin it up. more. Dick Cheney. Boom. Duck. Solder, baby. There you go. Lap it up. Okay. And let's go ahead and tin this. Okay. So that means we have a fan, positive and negative, ready to rock. Let's give this a bend. Ow, that's still pretty warm. Pretty warm. Let's trim that down a little bit. That's a little... No idea where that went. That may have landed in the neighbor's yard. Okay, make sure the switch still switches. Okay. So that leaves a fan positive and all the grounds. Once I get another fan, or maybe figure out why this one isn't working. Maybe there's something else. Okay. So we got that. So let's see. Let's brain fart this. We got battery there. So that's always battery. That's always hot. That's why we have it right next to the ground plane. So we hit this one. That energizes the ignition. That turns the fan on and enables the alternator to charge. And that one will start it. We'll spin the engine. And then all we gotta do is connect all the grounds together. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Let's see how much heat we can get out of this soldering iron. Why not? See if we can weave this together. Ever done that? You just start weaving shit together all wonky just to see what you can do. That's what we're gonna do here. You get up there. So if we were to do that, that's got the fan ground on it. God, could we fucking solder lump all this together? Got a soldering iron downstairs, I know if I can do it. That's for goddamn sure. Oh, we got another one over here. Cold solder what? Just for the heck of it. Let's see. That thing is turned all the way up. Ow. I can tell you it's getting hot as shit in the back. mean, it's wicking from this side. Like, it is just taking all of it. Nom 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 nom. This is actually working quite well. Granted, we still got one more wire we got to attach, but... Alright. Shoot. A bit of a blob on the bottom, that's expected. But, just means it went all the way through. Yeah, actually, it looks like it went all the way through. Alright. Well, that's going to save a minute. I mean, obviously, we'll find out for sure. Let's see. This goes in this direction. Run that under. Oh, I can just flop that up. All right. We'll get some zip tie action going on here soon. All right, I just got to attach this little fella. Without melting that. That's in there. Okay. So that's for the fan. This... The one that's in the crankshaft is for the fan. I'm just going to go there. That is the fan, so that'll get sorted out later. I'm going to leave that exposed for now, just in case, you know, it's a little rough. That's for the alternator. And that's like that. Do that like that. Zip tie nation. Cut the zip tie in half the wires at the same time. Okay. So anything we don't have is fan. And let me get a little piece of wire, a little piece of tape to kind of secure those together. Figure out where the black tape went. There it is. Hide the sausage. Don't have any sausage right now. I have scissors. I mean, if you're gonna hide the sausage, it's one way to keep it out of the way. Just secure those together there. The wires keep wanting to poke through into the engine compartment. That's one of my issues here. A little more tape. Just to hold those. Calm the French toast down. So that's all good. Except for the fan. Power supply wires here. Switches. Off, off, off. Alright. Down is off. That makes sense. Okay. So this, I wonder if this that should show output. I wonder if we hook a battery up, if it'll show its voltage. I don't have any good, I gotta get so much shit up here. Do I have any alligator clamps? I don't think I do. I don't have any nipple clamps around either. Haven't needed those for a while. Let's just touch it and see what it does. If they were able to scream, you'd only be a pervert trying to level up. Wait, what? Let's hope nothing like melts, because that's going to be hot and suck. So this turns on. Well, the ignition isn't going to fire, so that's fine. So that turns that module on. So that's actually on. We still may need to pop it off to hit the reset button. And if we do, I may try to line it up with like a hole, or I may move it a little bit. So hitting this would put power to the back side of that. Okay. Well, at least we know the battery sucks. Okay, hold on. Let me see. That may just be where it's adjusted to. Where is this? I hope I turned it on. Oh my god. That says 10.5. So this didn't take a charge. Alright, so I wonder if the 7-volt one will take a charge. Or I'll just get the pack together. Alright, so we got that works. I'm not going to hit the starter because there's no oil in it. Let me actually see something with said oil. Let me push the oil pump. Let's see if this is going to spin clockwise. Alright, good. I don't see coolant. It would be picking up coolant if the antifreeze was leaking into that. I think the antifreeze is an external leak. Let's see here. Where's the thingies? They were just here. I threw them down here. Yeah. Eight to 14. Yeah, we can see. Let's see. Does anybody remember off the top of their head how much oil to put in it? There we go. Oh. I know it's 4T. Oh, there you go. But I was looking on the forums. Everyone's like, "Yeah, don't trouble yourself trying to find fucking 2T in this shit." Everyone just kind of uses 4T in it. And like I said, we're not going to be running the piss out of this thing for hours and hours and shit. Like, we get oil in it, we'll give it a crank tonight, but yeah, no spark plug wires, so it's not actually going to run.
Oh.
Alright. Oh, it does actually say 4T? Okay. I thought it said 2T. Hey, even better. That means we got the right shit. 28, huh? So that's, about 12. Ah, shit. That works really well for getting in there. That was actually probably closer to 10 with all the air. Oh my god. That's definitely a full 12. Giggity. Alright. So that's about 22. Whew. And that's about 5 more. So that should give us 26-ish. It's not. That's thunder. That should be pretty good right there. It doesn't drip out. Alright. There. This little guy back on here. There. This little fella here. Where's the tweeze? Where's the tweezies? And of course, this also means we can't turn it upside down because it'll come out the breather, or who knows where else. All right, so on this, this is on the oil pump. So if we, let's see if that goes clockwise, guessing that should maybe some point give me some oil. I don't know if I'm going to spin it at, oh wait, no, it should be clockwise. Let's see if we're getting anything. We're probably gonna have to. Well, we may have to be fill the oil filter and all kinds of shit. And there's no way to put oil in the filter. Although now I'm wondering if that's what's supposed to do to prime this. There's also a little hose underneath that goes to the pickup. Well, into the gallery anyway. Oh no, that goes up. Yeah, how does that go up? Oh, that must be. Oh, here we go. We got some starting to get there. Entering the pump right now. So let's see. And ain't nothing happening. It seems like it's getting air out. Oh, there it goes. Shit. Oh, motherfucker. What the hell? Hold up. So we can see the oil flows. Well, we can see the bubbles, so we can actually witness the oil flowing, so we always know if it's at least moving. I don't know how much it needs to, like, purge, but it's probably dealing with the oil filter and everything else. I'm just kind of keep going to see if it eventually stops doing that, or if that's just how that's going to be. That, and you might as well just keep going, see if any oil comes dripping out anywhere weird. You know, anything weirder than usual. That goes that way, that also goes that way. Woohoo! Weren't you talking about this earlier? Let's flow both to see if either of them turn into chocolate milk. Yeah, don't be afraid to prime an engine with oil somehow. Figure out how to do it. And don't be like ashamed to sit there for a while. Like you really can't over prime an engine as far as oil system goes. Alright, let's move the engine a little bit. I get everything in a slightly different spot. Alright. I guess let's just see if we can get this thing to spin with this blown ass battery. I'd be interested to see what it sounds like. Let's see what happens. Is it moving? No. Is that on there? Yeah. Let's There's the thing. Hello. Screwdriver. Screwdriver. Nope. Is that it? Yep. Alright, let's see. Oh man. There we go. Almost there. Alright. I hope the stupid wiring diagram was accurate with positive and negative. Let's see. For this to spin clockwise, that's the fuel. This would spin yeah, that would spin clockwise to spin this clockwise because they're facing two different directions. Let me see if I can tell which direction it's going. If I just gotta flip some wires around, I can deal with that. It's backwards. Yeah. Yeah, it's spinning it backwards. Like, really, people? Like, come on, man. Like, you can't even get the fucking polarity right on your diagram for this thing. Jesus Christ, man. See, and like I said, now we can't tip it over. So that makes this a little more interesting. So, we're going to turn these switches off so they are completely isolated. And then we're just going to flip these around. Let's see. Nope, not enough ass. Okay. Alright, so I'll get that sorted out. And flipped around, I'll get a better 12 volt source. You know, one that actually has like 12 volts. And yeah, we'll go from there. Alright, let me go back this way. Make sure this is the even worse battery. So I didn't grab the wrong one. Yeah, it's this one that's just spanked. Alright, so those are both just really spanky spanked. That's fine. Okay. Got that going on. So all we need to worry about is power and flipping the... Like, I'm not going to take the starter back off to do that. We're just going to have some backwards ass bullshit that I'll tape up. Because that starter is a pain. I'll get it sorted out. Oh, let's see here. Well, at least we got everything else hooked up. So all we need to worry about is... Oh, yeah, it's going to get louder now. Yeah. Well, I missed pretty much all of chat today. That blows. Fingers crossed, remember more than one is bad luck. Yeah, well, at least we know it functions. I'll just get a proper 12 volt battery for it. Can that thing start backwards? I don't think small like Chevys can run backwards. I mean, no, well, no, because that would really fuck up the power or the combustion sequence, I guess you'd call it. Let's hydrate. That's a good idea. Everybody, drink something. Uh, use both batteries to get, yeah, probably put them in series. That's all right. Hey, there's my head. And I'll get some lithium ion up here. It looks like we may, it may take a little bit of cranking power on that. But we'll figure it out. I'll get them wires flipped around. The oil pump would run backwards, maybe? No, because the top of it leads to sprayers at that just spray everything up top. Most of the oil on that is just from sprayers. So they just be sucking air. Mm-hmm. Chris, if you're still here, good night. See, once that V8 fires up, all the women will be queuing up for a date with Scruff. Yeah, I doubt that. Do you roam the countryside saying nee to little old ladies? Nah, although I used to roam the city going at people, just to confuse the shit out of them. Oh, all right. Well, we got that done. I'll tweak some stuff here. I'll probably do something about that ground. Like, I may bring the big boy up here. Get some mass on that just to make sure that's not our starting problem, but I know those batteries are spanked. And I fear we may actually need something bigger than just a couple of, like, they're high output lithium ion, like 18650. Yeah, 18650. Jesus, I can't even fucking think. Yeah, 18650. Why does that not sound right? But yeah, 18 by 65. Yeah. They are high output, but I don't know if they're going to be high enough for this, but we'll see. Top of the hour to everybody. I mean, worst comes to worst, I have downstairs. I have two batteries for tractor trailer that are start slash like starting slash deep cycle, like kind of in between batteries. I'm sure those would start that. I've got a spank bank. Is that the same? Not quite the same as spanked batteries, but I mean, it also depends on what you're into. I know an airsoft place with batteries of all sorts of. Oh, I know a place of batteries of all sorts. It's downstairs at the workbench. Worst comes to worst, I can do layers of 18650s. I should have plenty to make it work. I'll experiment. But anyway, all right, I'm gonna go get something to eat. I'm gonna have some egg rolls, some dumplings, and beef and broccoli with white rice. It's a 12-volt system. Plug it into the wall. Yeah, that'll get it fucking... Well, actually, no, that wouldn't get it spinning. That would just burn it the fuck out. Unless we did it through that, but then that would probably burn that. Ah, that would be fire. I love egg rolls. Well, it's pork egg rolls. I love me some egg rolls. Okay. Oh, Mr. S using the the spinny things. I didn't see that earlier. Oh yeah, that earlier playlist was just garbage. Just I don't know. It was Gen X rock and roll. Like that had like they had like the first few songs were kind of there, and then they just went. They were like, oh, avoid the stuff we got to pay for. Wee! Here's all the B-sides of the '90s. That was fucking horrible. Anyway, yeah, I'll figure that out. And yeah, I'm not tapping 12 volts off the computer. That would probably not go well for the stream. Tomorrow's MRE, which is downstairs, is something. I'll have the thumbnail up within the hour. I forget. I looked it up earlier, like yesterday, but I forget what it is. I think it's something with chicken in it. I don't know. Anyway, I gotta go. I am wrecked from today, and I am tired, and I am hungry. So, thanks for watching. Next week we should be hopefully, well, trying to start it. We'll start next week. We'll put the spark plug wires on. I'll finish the wiring off camera. That's just getting shit wired in. And I'll figure out the battery pack. But we'll start out with getting the spark plug wires put on, and then we'll try to start it, I guess. What I'm probably going to do is just bring in a little bit of fuel and give it a crank in here just to see what it does. I have exhaust set up if I need to, because that's probably going to make it a lot easier than trying to do all this shit outside. Otherwise, I'd have to do 2 separate streams, one of the spark plug wires and like finals, and then one outside of us starting it. And I don't know that I want to do that. But if we can get it to start in here, we'll see what time it is, and then maybe we will go outside. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Will it run without a battery? Depends on how strong the alternator is. But I probably would leave a battery on there just for stability purposes, for the ignition. Oh shit, I forgot to tell you. Yeah. Did I forget to, when was I supposed to? Yeah, the pan steak. The pan steak, when I used a pancake for a bun for cheesesteak. Steakums, cheesesteak, you know, just the basic bitch stuff. Lots of seasoning, bunch of cheese, onions, a little bit of mustard. Well, the mustard actually is as a dip, because you don't need super mustard on there. It was actually pretty goddamn good. But I want to tweak it a little bit. But no, it worked out pretty good. And then I took my little pan, put a lid on it, put the flame on real low, and I stuck up some pancake mix in there, and I knew shit got a pancake that was almost 1.5 inches thick. That was fucking crazy. I'll jump start it with the burb. Oh boy. Use something volatile to start it. Maybe the X. Yeah, it's probably a little, that's like fucking putting jet fuel in a Ford Escort. Alright. Let me go get stuff taken care of and get you guys out of here. So, I'll see you tomorrow night for whichever MRE it is. I forget. I don't know. But you'll figure it out soon enough, or when you wake up if you're going to bed. But I'll see some of you tomorrow. I'll see a bunch of you Saturday, and anywhere in between. Yes, they still make steakums. And yes, they're still pretty mediocre. But I am out of here. Appreciate you hanging out, and hopefully we'll start this thing tomorrow. So, tabs and MRE. Oh, was I doing tabs tomorrow? Yeah, I got some tab stuff. All right. See you tomorrow. And Ed, of course, likes to fuck with me. Ed dropping 10 memberships. Gifted memberships to the gaggle of goofballs. We got MK, Maddie, Outrageous Otis, Crusher, Matthew Jones, Uncle Duncan, John Billy, The Fixer, and Steve Perry. Thanks, Ed. Appreciate that. I gotta go eat food, so stop it. Alright. See you later, everybody. See you tomorrow. See you Saturday. Yeah, a couple newbies. Yeah. And I'll see you guys then. So I am out of here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. See ya.